We'll now start the conversation with MP Perkins for 6 minutes.
Thank you. Ms. Vishurian, you were handpicked by the Prime Minister, I think, as you said in your opening remarks, right, to do this job?
I was asked by the Minister of ICID at the time.
On June 9th, 2022, the Annette Visharian Centre was granted $2 million from ACOA and an additional $2.5 million from NGEN. NGEN is a industry department funded organization, got $177 million from ISET. So that's 4.5 or 4.2 million, I should say. You got the Annette Visharian Centre got on that date. Is that correct?
The Annette the Vishurian Centre is named after my parents, Tony and Annie Vishurian.
It's called the Annette. I'm sorry, it's called the Annette Visharian Centre, and I didn't ask you the history of it. I asked you if it got that grant.
It's not called the Annette Vishurian Centre. It's called the Vishurian Centre, and that Vishurian Centre is a non-for-profit organization that has created an amazing amount of jobs in Cape Breton.
You're denying that they got the grant?
Mr. Perkins, just let
I asked a question. I have limited time, and she's ragging the puck.
I'm certainly not ragging.
Yes, you are. Answer the question,
Point of order,
please.
Chair.
Yes, Madam Khalid.
I think, we do have the member here, the witness here. We would like for everybody to have a cordial conversation and make sure that we're not harassing anybody.
Yes, I agree, Mr. Perkins. I'll just ask you to, we can have a robust but respectful conversation and let the witness answer. As you've known me for some time now as chair of INDU, I'm somewhat lenient on time, and I can be liberal if witnesses take longer to respond. So I can be mindful of that. I just appreciate that we have a respectful conversation. So
did the Visharian Centre?
I'll give it back to you, Mr.
Did the Visharian Centre get $4.2 million on June 9th, 2022?
I don't know the exact number, but it got contributions. Yes, it was in 2010 when that was established, and Peter MacKay was there to open up. Isn't
that great? September 5th, 2023, the Visharian Centre got another $1 million from ACOA. Is that correct?
Not sure, but I'm sure that it is an organization that's really supported because it's doing tremendous.
It seems to be supported enormously by the Liberal government. On September 19th, it got another $3.1 million from the industry department. Is that correct? That's a total of $8.3 million in 1 year. Is that accurate total?
I would say that the monies that the Vishurian Centre got, the first tranches were under the leadership of Stephen Harper, and these more recent tranches are under the leadership of the existing government today. Yes.
Got the 8.3 plus another 1.4 million from DFO in May 2022. So that's a total of almost $10 million in about a year and a half. So I want to ask you this question. When the SDTC Investment Committee considered your proposal or the proposal from the Visharian Centre for another $2.2 million in 2022, did you think that was a conflict of interest?
I'll tell you, I declared that as a conflict of interest. Absolutely, right up front. And the way it works, every time there's a project that comes forth, the board of directors declare conflicts, and they don't receive the material that is given in the board books. They recuse themselves from the meeting. They do not get involved in any of the decision-making processes. That's how the decision works.
So now, I'll just remind you under oath, and we had a whistleblower here last night. Did you send any communication before the investment committee asking the status of that project to management?
Honestly, I don't recall.
Oh, that's convenient. So let me help refresh your memory. I have an email from the VP of Investments that says, in fact, that this project was fast-tracked going forward. And the testimony from the whistleblower last night was that he will provide us with emails showing that it was fast-tracked, which was highly unusual. So you're not aware that it was fast-tracked, or you're saying you don't recall ever making representations on behalf of the centre?
Because this was a conflict, I would have limited my discussions on any of this.
Well, apparently it didn't stop it from going through the process and coming forward and having to go all the way to the investment committee. So in addition to that, after it was rejected because of your conflict of interest, are you aware that the staff was told to find other financing for your centre?
No, I'm not aware of number one, I think the process worked, right?
Well, let me refresh your memory. The minutes of the project review committee from SDTC, I say right here, where it was rejected, said SDTC will shift its efforts to discussions with other potential funding sources with the hope that the diligence conducted today can be transferred. And then the centre received almost $10 million after that. Seems like it pays pretty well to be a well-connected Liberal who got appointed to this. Now, Andre Lise Mateau also got almost $40 million to things that she had an investment in, and then got shifted to the infrastructure bank, and on that sat on the investment committee that gave your business $170 million. Isn't that correct?
Look, we're entrepreneurs. We are investing in the future of our country. We are.
If everything's dependent on government money.
It's not. Every $1 spent by SDTC creates $7. It's an amazing, successful organization. And I'm going to repeat.
It's been successful in getting money off of it.
Mr. Perkins, your time is up. I'll just give a couple seconds to the witness to respond.
I just would like to say that look, there are many of us that are in the clean tech sector. This is a tough sector. It is not easy to develop projects like we are developing. And, Andre Lise Mateau is a maverick. She really understands, and she's someone that I have a lot of respect for, has invested aggressively and really built companies in Canada that create jobs, that are part of the future of the growth of our economy. We need companies like in the clean tech sector, those 10 of the 12 companies in the global list of companies are Canadian companies, one of which, by the way, is
Okay, thank you, Madame Verschoren. I'll now yield the floor to MP Sorbara for 6 minutes.
Thank you, Chair, and good afternoon, Ms. Verschoren. If I mispronounced it, I do apologize. Annette, just going over things, my understanding is you served and you were appointed from 2019 till the end of 2023, correct?
No, until, what was the date? December 1st. One of the things that I really wanted to do was the management response and action plan. I wanted to be able to complete that as the chair of STTC and hand it over to the ISET officials, and we did that together. I
just want to get on the also have on the record that you have served in different capacities in your lifetime of your curriculum, vitae, your experience, or whatever term you want to serve. You also have served on the National Science and Technology Committee for Prime Minister Mulroney. You were on the North American Competitiveness Council for former Prime Minister Harper, and you also served for, God bless him, his rest of his soul, for former Finance Minister Jim Flaherty as an economic advisor during the economic crisis in 2008 and 2009. Is that not correct?
That is correct.
All three of them?
Yeah, all three of them.
Okay, well, first of all, I wish to say thank you for your service to all governments that have been in power, obviously built upon your experience and history within the business community, so thank you for that. Secondly, you obviously, or I wish to also put on the record, with regards to your history of donations, my understanding is you potentially have or did support Jean Charest, a Conservative leadership candidate in last year's campaign. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and also understanding that the profile is public, is that you donated the maximum amount to his campaign?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
His,
yes,
I vote for, I vote and support individuals that I think can make a great contribution. Christine Elliott, I'm nonpartisan. I have, if you take a look at my record, I think I vote broadly.
Okay. There's progressive conservatives are there's still some around. It'd be great if there were more around. It doesn't seem like they're not welcome in some parties these days. And I think we just heard some chirping from the backbenches and the real backbenches about not welcoming progressive conservatives in the Conservative Party. But nonetheless, we'll continue on. The next thing is, obviously, if any other MP has donations to make to other individuals, that does not make them an insider. But Annette, moving from there, you've been around business for a long time, and recusing yourself from decisions. How do you feel about that when you were with SDTC in terms of recusing yourself from decisions, which may not be viewed at the time as having conflict of interest or potential conflict of interest, or anything like that extent, but which may, in hindsight, you may have excused yourself, and the same decision would have been made?
Look, I understand business. I've been on boards for almost 30 years. I take responsibility and governance very seriously. I am chair of a governance committee of a major company in Canada. I understand.
Okay, it appears that we lost a witness. We'll try to figure out the reason, and I will then suspend the meeting until we get